with the internet, but it's actually the thing that makes the net usable, turning it from a mangle of wires, files and indecipherable addresses into something that we can easily navigate. By allowing us to link data and present it in a readable form, the web has transformed the way we communicate and share information. So Tim's inspiration came from being swamped with scientific data at CERN. Of course, today we are all swamped by data, from our local council to the smartphone in your pocket and the supermarket down the road. Everyone and everything around us is generating it. But today we use our data as currency, trading our details in return for useful services. And with that, a debate is raging over how open and accessible that information should be. Do we have a right to see and use the dossier of data that governments and organisations hold on us?
There's lots of different sorts of open data. The value data has, whether you make an application, whether you're somebody trying to figure out who to vote for, you're somebody who's trying to figure out whether you've got a disease, whether you're a journalist or you're working in a government, the value of having data available to you is huge. Also, the value for industry actually is huge. If you've got a business, there's all kinds of stuff data that you actually rely on, and there are lots of businesses which would be more efficient if they had access to data, which currently it exists, but it's hidden behind maybe a website that doesn't really let you get at the data properly. So getting people to put the data on the web so they can be repurposed is very important.
So, Sir Tim firmly believes data should be open, accessible and useful. All well and good, but for many firms, the data they hold has a value. And away from commercially sensitive information, should public organisations and governments be able to sell data?
The value to so many people, which is very difficult to measure, what the return on investment of giving away data is. But then when you look at so many things, what was the return on investment of the web? You can't put a number on it, but everybody thinks, so many things I wouldn't do without it, couldn't have done without it. Same with all this data. As you put it out there, it just makes life so much easier for people. Their life just picks up. It goes faster, it goes more efficiently, the country goes better. It's been often very persuasive that really making the data available for free is very, very much more economically the best thing to do.
Some think data should be free to the extent of breaking the law to liberate it. Take, for example, the leaking of 1.5 gigabytes of top-secret US government data allegedly stolen by a soldier in the American Army. That information was passed to the whistleblowing website WikiLeaks, which made it available to the world. But how does the father of the web feel about his baby being used to expose such sensitive information?
I wouldn't say that the WikiLeaks website did the leak. So I think it's really important to separate two things. One, somebody who took some confidential information against the terms, breaking all kinds of things, the details of which I don't know, but I understand that, that information which was not public information was made public. That's one thing. WikiLeaks itself, as a site which takes data which somebody else has made available and puts it out, isn't really to be criticised as though it had actually stolen the data in the first place.
Now, throttling of information is a concern to Berners Lee in more than one way. The debate about net neutrality also continues to rage. Now, that's the founding principle of the internet, that every piece of information is treated equally. So those firms that run the net's infrastructure can't pick and choose which sites should load quicker than others. For Sir Tim, the worries go deeper.
I think it's really whether companies and government can use the fact that they actually run the network service to control what you can see, control what you buy, control what you believe, control what religious sites you get to and so on, control what political sites you get to, and not to mention spy on what you're doing. There are constant battles, and until in each country we get a well-established tradition of net neutrality, there will always be companies trying to pull a fast one and influence people or prevent them getting to their competitors' websites and so on. So we have to be totally always constant vigilance, as the man said, to make sure that it doesn't happen on our watch and on our pot.
The original webmaster, Sir Tim Berners-Lee. Now,